Hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing the book The Accidental Empress. I have it right here by Allison Pataki. And this story is about Elizabeth of Austria, Empress Elizabeth of Austria, who married Franz Joseph, Emperor Franz Joseph. She was Empress of Austria and then became Queen of Hungary. Now, when I first got this book and I saw that there was a novel about Elizabeth, I was very excited because I'd read her biographies and things like that, and I just was very excited because she was really, because this is a true Cinderella story. Elizabeth, she is from, her father is Duke Max of Bavaria, and her mother is Ludovica of Bavaria. And her mother was the sister of Sophie, who was the mother of Franz Joseph. So Franz Joseph and Elizabeth are cousins, and they had to get a papal dispensation. But Elizabeth, she lived her life in the country, in Bavaria. Her father was really eccentric, and I don't feel like I'm giving anything away. This is just history. You can go and look this up. And she, she lived in the country. She rode horses and things like that. But they didn't know anything, even though their parents were Duke and Duchess. They did not know about anything dealing with court and the Viennese court and things like that. Well, Elizabeth's sister is supposed to marry Emperor Franz Joseph, and Elizabeth was extremely beautiful, and so Franz Joseph chooses her. And I think he is quoted as telling his mother that if he doesn't get to marry Elizabeth, then he won't marry anybody, So it's basically a rags to riches story. Not really rags to riches, but a Cinderella story. This person from this country house basically becomes, I lost my train of thought, Empress of Austria and later Queen of Hungary. And of course, since you didn't know anything about the Viennese court, which was a really strict court, she was very unprepared to rule, because remember, her sister Helena was supposed to marry Franz Joseph. So she basically doesn't know anything going into the Viennese court. And she has like a very bad mother-in-law that gets involved in their marriage, and she's just not happy, basically. And she just had a lot of issues psychologically. She suffered from what we now know as anorexia, and I don't feel like I'm giving anything away because this book really does not focus on that. As that she had this stringent diet, and she also had this stringent beauty routine, and the book didn't go into that at all, really. And if she lived during modern times, I believe she probably would have been one of those plastic surgery addicts, because she was really obsessed with looking youthful. I read somewhere, because I've done a lot of reading about this person, and it said at the age of 60 she looked 45, and this was in the time where they didn't have any of cosmetic procedures. This was in the 1800s. So I think if she would have lived now, I think she would have been addicted to plastic surgery. And it really does not go into it as much as I'd like, much as would have liked. It was just kind of thrown in there like, oh, this is just something she's doing today. And it was a real problem. She did have what we now know as anorexia, and she'd go for long, stringent workouts. She'd go on like 10-hour hikes to try and lose weight, you know, and it didn't really cover that at all, how she was, you know, and you could have done so much with that, I think. This book is another thing I have a problem with, this book is long. This book is like 470 something pages. And I thought, when I first got the book, I thought it was going to be, it's going to be about her whole marriage, you know. I mean, her whole life. So, okay, I can understand. You know, a lot was going on in Vienna at the time. So, okay, this whole book is about her whole life, and it's going to cover from when she gets married to her death. No, I believe this only covers the first, at most, I think it only covers the first 10 years of her marriage. And this is almost a 500-page book. It does not need to be this long. I think I did a rant on this a while back. It does not need to be this long. It just doesn't. Now, it just doesn't need to be this long. Now, something about this book kept bringing me back. I did want to know, again, I really like this particular historical figure, and I wanted to know more about her through a novel perspective. I read her biography, and I wanted to see it from a novel perspective. So something did keep bringing me back. I didn't hate the book. And I'm glad that when it talked about Franz Joseph and Elizabeth being together, it wasn't graphic, if you know what I mean. Like, it wasn't graphic sex scenes like other historical novels that I've read. So that was good, that it wasn't, like, you know, graphic, I guess. I really liked that. And yeah, it just doesn't need to be this long. It was way too long. It didn't need to be that long. That's all I have to say about this book. This wasn't one of my favorites, and I was really disappointed when I figured out that it wasn't gonna be what I thought it was gonna be. So, stay tuned for more book reviews in the future. I need to read more. I haven't been reading a lot lately. I've been playing too many video games, but I need to make it a point to read more. And I did start a new book, so I guess that's good. So I'll see you in the next review. Bye.